The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Hey, welcome to the #1 real estate podcast network and the Icons of Real Estate podcast. I'm your host, Kat Timpson. Today, my guest is April Carter, a seasoned real estate professional with over 16 years of experience, primarily serving the Atlanta, Georgia area. But April's a native of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She developed a passion for real estate through professional investment and education, leading her to become an agent. Now she's co-founded the Carter 4 Realty Group with her husband, focusing on educating families about home ownership and building generational wealth. April's expertise includes first-time home buyers, veterans, investors, and sellers. Welcome, April. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Kat. I'm super excited to be here.
Aw, thanks. Well, I like to warm everybody up by talking about your real estate origin story. How, besides just coming to from Florida, how did you really get involved with being an agent day in, day out?
So I had a not so good experience when I moved to Atlanta to purchase my first home. My realtor basically said, I'm going to send you a few houses. We're going to only go out to see 5. So pick your top 5 and you need to pick one from there. And, being young and fresh out of college and not really knowing, all I knew was that I was supposed to buy and not rent.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the ins and outs. So I picked one of those 5 houses and I bought it. And I had buyer's remorse.
Oh.
And I said, the experience, I felt like no one should feel that way when they are making one of the biggest decisions of their lives. So I wanted to be a difference maker. I wanted to educate people on home ownership and why it's important and why you have a voice.
I love that. So what happened actually? Just I'm curious. I mean, I had a very bad experience with a realtor, which threw me into being a real estate agent, ironically, right? That we actually
Right.
went toward the profession. But what really made you think, okay, so I've been in this situation, I don't want to do it. What was the next step that you took?
So I closed on that house in, I would say, October of 2007. And I immediately started looking up real estate schools. Like, what does it take to be a realtor? And I think I was looking more so because she didn't have a lot of skills. I was like, what does it really take? I wanted to know.
Sure.
And so I saw that I could go to real estate school and I could do it on a part-time basis because I had a full-time job. I was a speech therapist. I had a very good job. I didn't necessarily want to change professions, but I found a school where I could go part-time and I started in March of 2008. So only about 6 months after I purchased that home.
What a great year to start.
Right.
Super fun.
Right. I saw a lot though. I think we joke and say, hey, great time to start. But really it was a great time to start because I got to see so much. There was so much. And at that time I wasn't reliant upon real estate as a career.
Yeah.
I could learn it and not necessarily be affected by it. And I'm glad I got to see it.
Yeah, I love that. When you start sort of, I mean, it's not the right way to say, but from the bottom up, you really learn all the ins and outs and you get to make mistakes when you're not doing as much work, right? So
Yes.
to learn the basis of it. I love that. So why don't you tell everyone what you're doing now? Like, how's your business now compared to when you were a lowly little real estate student?
Right. So I started, I went to real estate school in 2008 and I passed the test on the first try. I got my license and I came out ready to serve, ready to find clients to assist. And I did a little here, a little there. I never really advertised the business, but I did tell my family and my friends what I was doing. So I kind of helped family and friends. My husband and I started to invest and buy properties, rent them out, flip a few properties, that type of thing. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago where I decided that I really, really, really love real estate and I want to do it full time. I don't want to do my other job anymore. Like I want real estate to take up my day.
Yeah.
So I sent my resignation letter in to my job, a career that I had been doing for 21 years. And I stepped out on faith and I decided to start to tell people what I do. I started advertising my business. I started using social media, sending out flyers and mailers, and my business quadrupled just in that 1 year. So
It's so
now,
important not to be a secret agent, right? To
yeah,
really let people know. And I did not mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to make that point to everybody who's watching. You really don't want to shy away from what you're doing. You want everyone to know. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You were going to say what you're doing.
no. That's a valid point. You're absolutely correct. And I never knew I was being a secret agent. I just never really advertised. But once I told everyone and started showing, hey, I helped this person, I helped that person, we did this, we did that. People came out of the woodwork and wanted to work with me. And it was such a, I don't know, it was just such a great feeling. So never knew I was a secret agent, but yes, I was a secret agent. And so now that I'm not, now that I'm not, I can just reach so much more. I can reach so many more people. And it's an amazing feeling when you're helping someone with one of the biggest decisions of their life. It's
I love the theme. You're absolutely on the forefront helping people. I love that. Let's remind that. Everybody watching, please note that about April. She's helping everybody. And I see when agents are the other person first, they do so much better in their business. And how are you doing in your business?
My business is good. Last year, let's see, last year, 2023, I closed 32 deals
Wow,
um, in
great.
between Florida and Georgia. I closed 32, a little under 7 million in volume. This year, I'm on track to at least meet that. My goal was to exceed it, but it was a little bit of a slower year this year. But it's fine because it gave me so much more time to educate myself, to get educated, to learn new things, and to, kind of have some peace and quiet to dive in on ways to help more people for next year. So the business is good. I will not complain. My phone rings every day, and I'm super thankful for that.
I love that. Well, now that you've really not, stepped out of being a secret agent, what are some of the things you love to do the most, and what are the most effective ways that you market yourself?
So I will say one of the most effective ways has been social media. Good
Mm.
old Facebook and Instagram, just putting posts out there, showing followers and my friends who I'm helping, what we're buying, what kind of challenges we're having. Because, real estate is not all pretty, but it's not. People think it is, but it's not all pretty. So I share the good and the bad. And
Mm.
I just allow people to see that I will be here to help, whether it's good or bad. And hopefully we can turn the bad into good. But I would say social media has been the most beneficial. I love to do events. I love to the real estate group that I'm a part of, we have like masterminds. I love
Mhm.
speaking on the masterminds to help new agents. We have retreats, whereas we meet in person and we learn and we train. I love those events now because they allow me to get out of my comfort zone.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
social media probably has been the biggest,
Yeah,
resource I would say, or, source of advertisement. But I'll do mailers, I'll do flyers, I'll even, cold call and tell the neighborhood, hey, I'm an agent and I would love to help, whatever it takes, I'll do it.
I love that. So,
Mhm.
what are some of the challenges? Like you were sort of a newbie agent, right? And now I mean, just the amount of deals you're doing in a year is nothing to sneeze at. And so I know that you've learned a lot over the past few years. What do you think some of the biggest things that you've learned that you could pass on to maybe a younger or less seasoned agent that is watching this or tuning in?
The thing that I've learned the most is just to be consistent. This is your business. If you're a realtor, this is your business, you know. So you have to get up and show up for your business as you would if you were clocking into a job. So consistency. Every single day I'm working in my business. Um, I don't take days off, you know. I just feel like it's mine, so I have to work at it. Now,
Mhm.
there are times where I'll travel or, I'm, doing family things, but there's still at some point in the day, I'm checking on my clients that I have, currently under contract or that I'm working with. I'm
Yeah.
always I want them to know that they matter as well, regardless of what's going on in my life. So I think consistency has been key for me. If you wake up every single day and work your business, it's going to work for you. But
Oh,
if you
such
take
great
days
advice.
off and you're not pouring into it and oh, I'm in Jamaica for a week, so I don't care about that. When you come back, it may not be where you want it to be. So I've just been super consistent. I'm very proud of myself for that because when I left my full-time job, I said, okay, there's no one telling me, hey, you got to come to work today, or hey, we need you here today. There's no one telling me that. So I have to do it on my own.
Yeah.
And I made a point to do it, and I've been doing it every single day.
That's awesome. And I think that's to be reiterated that it is your business and
Yes.
to get up every day ready to go is huge. And I think that, again, people don't realize the energy that agents put into it. I love also that you started this after another career. There are a lot of agents that aren't agents right out of college, right? They have another career. Sometimes they have families and maybe a whole marriage goes through like so many life experiences that brings them to being an agent. What do you think some of the things are that you bring to the table as a result of not starting in real estate when you were right out of school?
Well, I would say so. Like I said, my profession, I was a speech therapist. I'm still in the service profession, still helping people because I just feel like that's my love language. Like I'm just supposed to help. That's my love language,
I love
hands
that.
down, hands down. So, and it makes me happy. When you find something that brings you joy, then that's it.
Yeah.
So I think being in the service profession, hands down, is my love language. So I was a therapist. I had to operate almost as an independent contractor when I did therapy because I was the only therapist in that one office,
Yeah.
and I didn't have anyone over me per se. So I always had to be my own boss. And I
Yeah.
think that helped me a lot coming into this real estate world because, yes, you're going to work for a broker if you're not a broker yourself, but no one's telling you, do this, do that, do this, do that. You have to kind of be a natural at it, or you have to learn how to go out there and do it on your own. So I think being in that profession for that long, it molded me to be independent, to be an independent worker. I know a lot of agents, when they come into the field, they're reliant upon their mentor or someone to tell them what to do. And
Yeah.
that's just not, when you run your own business, that's not, you don't have that. So
Yeah.
I think that kind of helped me, be successful, fresh out the gate like that. I think being able to work independently really, really helped me.
Yeah, and it sounds like you really took your experience in one area, but then, yeah, it was a different business in some ways, but it had so many of the common denominators. So I love that you were able to see that about yourself and really took it and ran with it. I'm
And
always
you
curious.
know what else?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was
No.
gonna say, like when I was doing therapy, literally, I was almost able to combine those two businesses because in the last 10 years of therapy, I did home health. So I went out to patients' homes and I saw them in their homes. And it
Yeah.
was a perfect time to talk about their home because I was in their home. So I was able to get clients that way. I was almost able to merge those two businesses. I know it's quite crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah, it worked. It really did.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, I think so.
I love that. So now that you've established yourself, you're going great guns, you're doing a great job, you're amazing, and the fact that you and your husband are running a company together, that takes a lot in a marriage. But also I'm really curious, like what do you want to do next? Like what are some of your goals?
Well, I love real estate. I don't see me stepping away at all. I still want to be able to put people in homes, make their dreams come true, but I really want to step into the development space. That is
Mm.
a goal of mine. My husband is like, I don't know, but one thing I will say is that he will support my goals and my dreams. So I know he'll, come along. But I would really love to start developing. And my goal for that is to just make affordable housing. There's so many people that deserve a home and they just can't afford it. So if I could find a way to develop small communities for people that need affordable housing, I would be all in.
That I'm very grateful to hear you wanting to do that. I think the people that are in our business, we're on the front line and we can see what the opportunities are, but you
Mhm.
can't really take them if you're not doing it for the right reason. And I love
Yes.
that you see it as something that you can really give back to the community and that you want to give. That's super important. And yeah, you're not going to retire. I see that. You're not going to
Yeah,
have April retire ever, which is great. We're so lucky we're
probably
going to
not.
have you in the field. Are there things that about your community that you feel like people maybe don't know as much about and that we could share a little before we wrap it up? I love Atlanta, and I would love to hear your take on what the benefits of maybe a metropolitan area might be.
Well, so Atlanta's amazing, first of all. If you haven't been here, you need to get here. You got to see it. But then you're probably not going to want to leave. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of opportunity, I would say.
Hotlanta,
Yeah.
Hotlanta.
Atlanta, that's it. That's it. It's fun, lot of opportunity. But
Yeah.
also what people don't realize is that there's a lot of money here for people that need assistance to purchase homes. There's
Mm,
a lot of free money in the city of Atlanta. A lot.
interesting.
A lot. So I helped someone close recently in the city of Atlanta, and we got about $40,000 in down payment assistance.
Wow.
$40,000. And
Wow.
then in that same community, someone closed in that same community and they got $90,000 in
Wow.
down payment assistance.
These are municipal or state?
It's municipal.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes, it's the city of Atlanta. There's a lot of housing programs. They're almost putting money in your pocket because they want people to be homeowners. It's
Awesome.
amazing. Yes, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
So
my
I
gosh,
think,
that is amazing.
yeah, if I had to say anything that people like don't really understand is that you don't have to have a ton of money in the bank. Now you need to have some. You need to know how to save. You need to have the basics. Don't get me wrong, but I think some people shy away from home ownership because they feel, well, I don't have $20,000 in the bank. Well, you don't necessarily need 20 anymore.
Yeah.
There's
Some
people and organizations that will help.
Yeah. And I'm sure you agree that we had that standard of 20% down and there's so many products that that's not even an issue. Or you can go as low
Yes,
as 3 or 5% down, which is
or
doable for
zero,
people. Yeah, or zero.
or
FHA,
zero.
veterans, all that good stuff.
0% conventional loans. There's the USDA program here in Atlanta. If you're out in the rural areas, it's 100% financing. The veterans, people with a VA loan, 100% financing. There's so many ways, and that's why education is so important
Mm.
because shouldn't expect for people to know. They're not in this field. They don't see this every day. So they wouldn't know. It's our job to educate them so that they do know.
Absolutely. It's a little challenging, right? Because you don't always get so much time with everyone. And
Mhm.
that's why I really appreciate you've spent time on social media talking about it because it's like blanket marketing. You're not talking to one person, you're talking to a lot. But then by
Mhm.
the time people come in to work with you, they already have like a head start on the things that you want them to know. So
Absolutely.
I totally see that and it being such a bonus. Well, do you think you'll be growing your team at all? Is that part of maybe the next steps, or are you looking to just grow your business? Because there's a different attitude for both.
Definitely, a little bit of both. With the brokerage that I'm with, I can have a team without necessarily being a broker, and I don't want to necessarily say a team, but an organization. I can have um, camaraderie. I can have people to work with. So that is definitely my goal. I love helping new agents. I love helping seasoned agents. I love the whole education part of it. So yes, I do want to grow the team. I do want people that, have like-minded goals to come along and let's work together and let's help even more people. But I definitely want to grow my business because it's a business that I would love to leave to my children. I would love for them to carry it on someday and just continue. That's why it's the Carter for Realty Group, because it's me, my husband, and my two boys. It's four of us. And I just want them to be as involved as possible. So yes, I want to grow the business. I want to grow the team. And I just want to help as many people as I can.
I love that. Well, if you guys who are watching would like to be in touch with April, to talk to her, to work with her in any capacity, what's the best way people can reach you? And we'll put it in the show notes.
Okay, great. So I am on Instagram as April Carter _ realtor. You can search my name, April Carter, on Facebook. And my phone number is 404-324-8530.
We will make sure we get that to you. I urge everyone to take April's advice and go to Atlanta if you've never been. It's an amazing city. It's really a jewel of America. So thank you for that. I
Thank
really
you, Kat.
appreciate. Sorry, thank you so much for being here, April. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the
Thank
insight.
you. Thank you for the invitation. I so appreciate you guys.
Of course. So thank you to all of you who are watching. It's been another great edition of Icons of Real Estate podcast. Hey, if you've enjoyed this episode, please like and share it with your friends, family, and colleagues. Because from our studio to your success, I'm Kat Timpson. Thanks for being with us.